My name is Charlene Zunko. I'm from South Africa, and I'm the founder and CEO of the Global Mental Health Peer Network, which is a lived experience organization. Well, my career started way back when I was diagnosed with schizophrenia in 1991. I just left school, and shortly after that, I experienced symptoms of mental illness or mental health condition. But at the time, I had no understanding whatsoever about mental health conditions until for the first time I heard it when I went to see a psychiatrist and explained my symptoms. Is the first time that I heard the word schizophrenia. It actually frightened me a lot. I had no idea what was going on. I was hearing voices. I was seeing shadows, people following me. I became extremely paranoid. Funny enough, I used to firmly believe that my family were in cahoots with the police to kind of harm me. I couldn't look people in the eye because I had this belief that since my eyes are the windows to the soul, this was stuck in my head, and I believed that people would actually steal my thoughts or even my soul through my eyes. So I completely avoided eye contact. I think my behavior, which changed, of course, very dramatically, alerted people to kind of to get help, which I did very reluctantly, I must say. Stigma back in the day was quite a big issue. It was quite a big shame on the family. I remember when I finally ended up in a psychiatric hospital. Even at that time, my family found it very difficult. I don't blame them today, but I felt very angry at the time towards them. I felt that they didn't support me, but what I came to realize was they didn't understand mental health conditions, and in specific, they never had any understanding of schizophrenia. Later on, I discovered that they were actually blaming each other for, this one did that, or this one did this wrong to me. Then they blamed me for taking drugs, which I didn't do. Then they thought it was Satanism, which I wasn't involved in. So it was really difficult. I actually eventually lost, I had complete broken relationships with my family members and even my friends at the time. And only years later did I actually manage to restore those relationships. At the time, I was also working, and my condition just deteriorated. Eventually, I was dismissed from my work, which for me was quite sad. I didn't want to lose my job. I felt that if I maybe got supported enough, I could continue with my job. Because for me, having a job meant a purpose and being independent. And for me, that was completely taken away from me. And at the time when I lost my job, that was when my medical team told me that I was no longer able to work. I'll never be able to work again in my life. I won't be able to live on my own. I won't be able to make decisions, or especially decisions around my own finances. I actually believed that. I really thought that was fact. And I think just that negativity actually made me give up on life. And I believe that that was also the reason for me kind of taking such a long time, and I'm talking literally almost 10 years, to achieve kind of a space in my life where I was able to regain my life back. So fortunately, after numerous hospitalizations over a period of 4 years, and the last hospitalization, which was an involuntary one, there was a lot of abuse. Back then, human rights in mental health was not particularly a factor. And that abuse just woken me up, and I thought to myself, that should not happen. to no human being should that happen. And I kind of made a promise to myself that from that day onwards, I will fight for the rights of people with mental health conditions. Of course, I first needed to work on myself to kind of get rid of all the negativity I had within me and kind of replace that with positive thoughts and positive thinking, and believing in myself, I think, was the most important, and not being bothered by what other people think of me. Whether they think I'm crazy, that's too bad. I didn't let that influence me. So eventually I got into the mental health field. I've been involved in local and national and then international advocacy work. So today I'm quite fortunate that I have managed to get myself to here, and I must say it has been with the support of people in my life, and most importantly, people who actually gave me an opportunity and believed in me when nobody else did. And I'll be forever grateful to those individuals. So for me today, being a global mental health advocate and a leader of an international organization where I can actually give back and give opportunities to others where nobody else will give them. And this is my story, and this is my superpower.